Let's talk National League Baseball now, Mike. And, you start to see these injuries piling up for the Phillies. Both of us are Phillies fans. We talk to an audience that somewhat is Phillies fans. We're flying your newspapers. You write about it in your blog. What's the name of that blog?
That would be Billy Pault's Reconsidered, my friend.
A little plug out there for that.
Thank you, Starkey.
You start looking at what's happened here in the spring training with all these injuries. Lidge, Utley, Victorino is going to be fine, but he gets knocked around. Polanco. You start wondering, are the baseball gods against this team? I got to throw that out there and ask.
Well, I don't think it's a mystical thing, Starkey. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's a mystical thing.
You can all hold hands do kumbaya quick here.
Or a metaphysical thing or whatever. This could be something that it will seem trivial by mid-May, or it could be a thing that will not go away because the Phillies are a relatively old team. They are, depending on how you measure it, arguably the oldest team in baseball, and this is going to increasingly be an issue. I don't know that it's going to be an issue to the extent that it is right now, this minute. We'll see, and all of this stuff about baseball predictions, folks. God, there's no, we don't know, and that's not because we're not smart. It's because nobody knows, because it's not knowable.
All right, with that being said, who you take?
Let's make some damn predictions.
Who you taking in the National League?
Well, I like the Phillies and I like the Braves in the wild card. I think they're almost now at the point, again, drawing parallels between the two leagues, they're almost becoming like the Yankees and Red Sox of the National League, I think, a little bit. And the Braves really look good for down the road. There's some young, real big talent in that organization. I'm going to go Colorado in the National League West, which I think a lot of people are going to pick the Giants. And then in the Central, I think it's Milwaukee and the Cardinals, although the Cardinals have obviously not had a very good spring, and the defending champion Cincinnati Reds, very similar to the American League Central in that regard. I'm going to go Milwaukee there. I'm not really sure why. I just like their Weeks and Braun and Prince Fielder. I think is a real good middle of the order or middle of the offense kind of thing. So that's what I got.
I would have liked the trendy pick of Milwaukee also, but you got Sean Murkin, who I really like, injured. You got Zach Greinke came over injured, and I think pitching is the name of the game. You saw what happened with the Red Sox last year. The Phillies sort of said, hey, we have injuries with our hitters, but they are loaded with nice pitching depth.
No doubt.
So I will say the Reds. I think the Reds are just an up-and-coming team.
Okay.
The pitching staffs are pretty good. They've got a couple injuries there, but they're in pretty good shape. I could say Rockies. Everybody's saying Rockies. Don't count out the Giants. I still think Don Mattingly and the Dodgers are going to be reckoned for. Some big people on that. And the one team that the Padres. The Padres were there till the very end last year. If they learned any lessons, they're a better team than last year.
They lost a really big bat, though.
They did.
Gonzalez, yeah.
Let's see if they can replace that. I still think that could be a good team. That's going to be a division up for grabs. It's always a pretty competitive division.
When I look at the National League, I'm surprised how many teams there are that I kind of like. And I think that sounds like what you're saying, too. Obviously, it's not going to turn out that way. And, miles to go before we sleep here, folks. But that's sort of how it looks to us at this in this day of our Lord at the end of March.
I will say this. My last pick, the NL East, the Phillies, Braves. The Phillies injured. They had 97 wins last year. The Braves had 91. Lidge being out, the bullpen being in flux. Maybe you had a great pick in our paper this week with our preview section. Matheson could play a factor. I don't think Matson's the closer type. He's got a great arm, but his mindset, he has 27 opportunities. He's blown 7 of them. That's not that great. I'm going to take the Braves to win the division. For 1-12, I think their pitching staff is better because of that bullpen. And I think they're going to win the division. The Phillies are the wild card this year.